Hey, welcome in Huntsville. Another wonderful good morning to you. Thanks for waking up with us. What do you love about Huntsville? What makes this a great place to be?
Everyone here is very genuine and very kind and friendly. You never hesitate to speak up and say hello or good morning or just acknowledge the person walking by.
The thing that I love most about Huntsville, I love the peace that Huntsville brings. I love the peace that it gives me.
I feel accepted and part of the town and like I belong here.
Huntsville is where my lovely wife lived when I met her, so I moved here. So I'm pretty thankful for her.
Tents don't blow away because the wind is starting to pick up.
Yep. Well, that'll be great on live, on a podcast.
Hey, we may lose one of these canopies. There it goes.
Oh, boy.
I knew that was going to happen.
We're bucking for you in Huntsville, Texas.
Live?
Yeah, you're live, Irma. Welcome. What's up, Irma? How you doing? We got you. Hey, we're tapped into your computer there too, where you work. We can actually see you on video. I hacked your computer. So beautiful earrings today, Irma. You're always beautiful. Very nice.
You're so silly.
Whoa. I guess I bumped a button there. Man, what was that?
Starting out with a joke?
Karen doesn't have the headset on Mondays with the Karen, I'm going to get you a headset, I promise. We're going to, you know what, actually, I have like these TV production earpieces, Karen. Like you're going to be super legit once we get this thing done. So Karen, what you missed when we just came on a Monday was a little, that wasn't it.
No,
it was a drum roll. There it was.
That one.
Oh,
yeah, it was a drum
we
roll.
should start all the shows that way.
I don't think that comes through. Do you hear this, audience? I don't know if they hear it on the live stream. I've never tested it, but yeah, my little soundboard has all these cool little buttons, and some reason, and it takes a little bit of force to hit that thing. So
You hit it.
I must have been forceful this morning. So. All right, well, here we go on a, what do we call it today, Karen? Your favorite day?
It's still Mimosa Monday.
Still
but
waiting.
we don't have any mimosas, so hint, hint.
Still waiting on them. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with the mimosa.
Maybe Irma's listening and she'll bring us some.
Irma, come on. And let's make sure our audio's working. We're good, Karen.
All right.
Boy, we went 8 minutes. It was a few weeks ago. It wasn't your show. I think we've done it on your show a couple times. We were with somebody. We went like 8 minutes.
No,
and
Without audio?
Without audio. Mm-hmm. And what happened was I tripped over the equipment and plugged it back in, and I forgot if that happens, you got to reset. You shouldn't be tripping over equipment.
No.
You know why? It's because things were so just disorganized. But, Karen, you walked in. I still have a couple of boxes, but things are on the up and up here.
The shelves look good over there.
Yeah, we got the shelves hidden back in the. Here, let's see if we can show this. Look, we're doing a little upgrades here. Well, that doesn't. See, there's the shelving in the studio now. I've got an old school Sam Houston helmet. You know who put that together for me? John Volkmer put that together. He gave me that. So he brought me that helmet. Boy, that's not a good look there. I need to get off this video. Man. And the keyword this week is gobble. And I'm telling you, man, if I All right, well, something on a Monday, right, guys? We're back. We were all happy. Boy, greatest start we ever got off to in the history of the show, and then boom, lightning. Just kidding. There's no lightning this morning. That's what happens when you turn the computer and try to show people your shelving. So we're back. Nothing happened. We're all good. Denise is fine.
Everything's fine.
Denise is fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Chill out. We're good. Let us know you're here this morning. We have a lot of friends that are joining us, so welcome in on a Mimosa Monday. I'm trying to look over here too. Quentin Glaze, Mackenzie Oliver, Janet Davidson joining us over at Casa. Good morning, Janet. Carolyn Gibson letting us know she's out there. Brandon Godfrey, my good buddy, joining. He's a police officer. Brandon, don't get mad at me, dude. Used to be in Wharton. Won like City Employee of the Year, first year.
Oh, wow.
He's passionate about what he does in law enforcement. Great young man. Known him my whole life. You know what's so cool about Brandon is when he was young, he knew what he wanted to do, and he did it. And it's cool. And I'm reading some time management book, and it talks about like thinking about not just today, but thinking about setting aside time each day to think long term. And the time management's slowly working, except not this morning because I went to sleep at 1 a.m. and that's not good time management, Karen.
It's not.
But Brandon's really awesome. He's a good friend, and we've known each other almost our entire lives. We grew up at church together in Georgetown. But he is in, I believe, Brandon, again, don't get mad, I think Fulshire now, if I'm not mistaken. No. I think they live in Fulshire, but he's a police officer in Columbus. And he just told me last night, he goes, man, I got to work like 10 out of the next 11 days. And those aren't like your typical, 7, 8, 9-hour shifts. I mean, you're probably on the clock at least 12 hours on those shifts, I would imagine. So, Brandon, love you, buddy. Good to hear from you this morning. And welcome in. Jennifer Augustinetti saying good morning. It's a marvelous Monday. Let me make sure the audio's working after we came back. Thank goodness. Okay, we're good. Man.
Yep. Typical Monday around here.
You know what? I'm thankful to have you ladies on the show because y'all see, no excuses, but you see behind the scenes. A lot of times these setups, you just show up and sit down and talk, and you got a cool little guy or girl back here in the corner that's like running the dials.
Yeah.
We're full on, man. This is it. It's just us three. There's no little hidden person back there flipping
And no
switches.
teleprompter either. We're just winging it.
No teleprompter. The only thing that we got in front of us is an old big old summer fundraiser donation drive-through banner. So it's like they teach you in school or in church when you're in the choir. If you forget how to sing the words, if you forget the lyrics, and this was like back in the day when they didn't have that monitor across from you. The congregation doesn't see it, but all these churches nowadays that utilize technology, they got the monitor back there on the back wall. So unless you're like turning around looking up, they taught us to say watermelon if you forget the words. And so you just stop singing and you just go. And it kind of looks, doesn't it? Try it, Karen. Here, let's try it on the count of 3. All of us are just going to sing watermelon without any vocals. You're not going to hear anything. Ready? Here we go. Man, it looks like we're professional singers, right? See?
We're getting down.
We're getting down with it now. Man, we're having too much fun this morning. I want to welcome you in. We are here on a marvelous Monday, as Karen calls it, though, Mimosa Monday. All of you that are joining us on Spirit Radio FM as well, thanks for coming and being a part of the show this morning. We have a lot of new features. Our show with Jerry Schimmel is now starting to air this week, so make sure that you go to spiritradio.fm, and it's Amazing Americans. We had Jerry on here on the show a few weeks ago, and if you'll remember, he was a survivor of United Flight 282 back in '89 that crashed, and a lot of folks lost their lives on that airplane. It dramatically, obviously, changed his life, and so we have his show airing on Spirit Radio now, and we have other programming, local news. I'm recording local news each night for the next day, and so it's really cool that we have some opportunities here to stay connected to the community. More events happening. We've been talking a lot about Lisa McKenzie, and we'll continue to talk about the need that she has in the community. A lot of folks are starting to support now for her surgery, and so we appreciate everybody that is being a part of what we're doing. But we are here on a Monday in our studio, presented by Elliott's Jewelers, online at elliotsjewelers.com. Big thank you to Elliot Herzlich, who came back from Antwerp a while back, Karen. We need to get with the program and get to Antwerp.
I saw that.
Yeah. Where's our diamonds at, Karen? We got to go. We got to go. I love when Denise is on, like we start getting this kind of funk attitude, Karen. It's like, we got to go. So Karen,
got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time. We got to go. We're getting after it. But he just got back from Antwerp. We'll have Elliot on to kind of let us know a little bit more about his expedition soon. Big thanks to Paul Oley, the gallery. Christmas right around the corner. So if you're looking for family photography and more, let us know and let Paul know over at the gallery. He'll take great care of you. We're trying to work on a sit down with Santa over at Elkins Lake. So I'm trying to coordinate with the ladies over at the office there, and Bridget and we got to go talk about some other stuff that's going on too that we're working on. But specifically, we want to. Paul and I have been talking, and Santa George, who's been on the show. I know we have Santa Saucier here in town, but I got to spread the Santa love. We love you, Jamie. But Santa George, we're trying to schedule a sit down over at Elkins. They have that beautiful, in the clubhouse. They have the fireplace. And, boy, they had that thing lit up for Veterans Day on Saturday. Someone posted a picture. It was just magnificent. Oh. And so we thought, it'd be cool if we could get a Santa to sit down there and just have folks from the community. Now, are they going to let us do it? I don't know. We're trying to work on that. So, and, of course, on a Monday, wouldn't be here without Walker County Federal Credit Union. These two wonderful, beautiful ladies, Karen Denman, Denise Olivas, joining us. Yeah, I was thinking I knew a guy named Robert Olivas back in the day, Denise. And he'd always get out of hand and start getting rowdy. And there was a reason his last name was that. And I'd say, Olivas, it's time for you to get out.
Time to go.
Time to go.
You leave us alone.
Have you ever had that come your way before?
When I try to tell people how to pronounce it, that's usually what I go, like, leave us alone.
It is right, Olivas. Yeah. You better get out of here. So. Well, we are here. Big thanks again to everybody. Let us know you're out there this morning, too. We just celebrated Veterans Day, and we had Tara Burnett with us last week, and it was nice to have her because she was talking about the difference, both equally important, obviously, but Memorial Day and Veterans Day. And Veterans Day set aside to honor all those veterans that have served, and specifically in the military. And you think about Memorial Day is kind of, a day that we go back and we remember all of those that have served. But Veterans Day is where we give thanks. And Tara actually joining us this morning saying big thanks to the community for their support of our veterans with all the special events last week. And you know how connected Huntsville is with military and our veterans. And Tara's like, this is kind of her Super Bowl week. She is busy she's busy all the time, but last week probably leading up to it.
Yeah. They had their event on Saturday.
Yeah. So, Tara, let us know how that went, by the way. I'm sorry that we couldn't make it. We were celebrating Braylon's little birthday. It's funny when you have, little children because you call everything little. Like, oh, we're little feet, and oh, we're little hat, and oh, we had her little birthday. But
this cute little girl.
Yeah, little. But we had her birthday a week early. Her birthday is actually coming up officially in 4 days, but we had it a week early with Bridget's sister in the Woodlands. And, man, I love the Brendan family. They get together, and there's a lot of them. And at Easter, when we get together, it's like 80 people. Have you ever had those family events? You used to have them in your living room, and then all of a sudden it kind of expanded because babies started being born and sometimes you got the cousins that didn't come around start coming around again, and that's a good thing. Yeah sometimes, I guess. I mean, depends on who they are.
Who that cousin is.
My parents all have a lot of siblings, so I don't think that we ever had the just hang out in the kitchen.
No, there was no hanging. Our family, I love my family, but everybody, as time went on, kind of passed away, and there in Georgetown, I'll never forget. It was funny, and I say this in a really funny way because I had a couple of friends, and I'll never forget this guy named, I think it was Pablo Garcia, told me one time, Spanish people have a lot of cousins. Denise, you know this, okay?
We do. We got a few.
Got a lot of cousins. And all my family is originally from the Georgetown area in Central Texas. And I'll never forget, Pablo told me one time, he was asking about this guy and that guy and that person, and he goes, these are your friends? I said, no, man, they're my cousins. And he goes, you're like one of us. He said, everybody in town's your cousin. I said, you're right, man.
Yeah.
So don't talk about anybody.
Yeah, so we had a lot of cousins. But as time went on, unfortunately, everybody kind of passed away, and our family is really, really kind of small now, and that's okay. But Bridget's family is really big, and what I was getting at was at Easter time, we used to have Easter at Bridget's mom and dad's house there in Georgetown. Well, they got so many people started showing up that her grandmother lives in a retirement community that has a clubhouse that she can utilize at no charge. So we just started, Bridget's mom had this great idea, let's just start using that clubhouse over there.
Well, yeah.
And so now there's 80 to 100 people that show up in that place. And it's fun, though. It's something I look forward to.
Fun.
That's good.
And my mom and brother come and all that. So, you know what? That's the message today is think a lot about your family. Hold your family close. And I know some of you are just like we were joking a while ago. You're probably saying, man, I don't want that cousin to. But I'm telling you, though, for real, be thankful for your family. You know,
Yes.
I need to get over and see my dad. I feel bad because, you know, Caden he's now 4 months old. And when the baby's the first 2 to 3 months, you know, you really don't want to get him out too much. But he's at that age now to where we're starting to take him out a little bit more and introduce him to things. And my dad is in a nursing facility, and so that also presents problems, you know, with other people that are sick sometimes. And but Dad, we're going to get over and see you. We talk on the people call it FaceTime, but I have Android, so what do you call that? Like Google video chat,
It's video. I think they do call it like video.
Duo or something.
Video
So-
call, I think is what it says.
Yeah, we're not those Denise, are you an iPhoner?
iPhone.
See, we're not that. We ain't fancy,
No.
Karen. We're not an iPhoner.
Mine's an old
Ours
iPhone, but
ours
I
are
have
better.
See, it starts the Android wars. But it's kind of like Kleenex. Like I don't ever say grab me a tissue. I always say can I have a Kleenex?
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. Apple, I think, set that precedent for video calling is FaceTime. And it's funny. I love Bridget because she still says videotape that, and I'm like, well, sweetheart, it's not a tape anymore. So I always joke around and give her a hard time because she's like, are you videotaping that? And that's I used to say that all the time until digital
Well, I
came
mean,
out.
yeah. But you know,
I still say that
did you
too.
see they did a whole thing like asking people like our generations, like, how do you hold a phone? If you were telling somebody I'm on the phone, what do you do? And then asking the younger kids what they
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Do you know what they do now?
What is
like,
that?
you know, you say you're holding the phone, you're like, want to call or I'm holding the phone.
Yeah.
They go like this. They're holding the phone.
So
Did
they
you
do.
know that that's what they do? Because they're holding the phone. So they're like,
So
I never
they
thought
do.
about that because these
Yeah.
young kids don't even know what a phone was that, you know, was
Yeah.
through the wall and had a cord. And
Yeah.
so they
you'd actually
asked
go get
everybody
up to
like a
go
little bit
answer it.
older. They're like, what, you know, if you say you're on a call or you're holding the phone, what would you do? And we're all like, this is
Like
a phone
this.
call. And they asked all the kids and they're like,
I never thought about
I'm
that.
on the
Yeah.
phone.
All right,
Yeah.
here's another one for you since you brought it up. Put your hands down on the table like this real quick. I know Karen's got the microphone, so it's a little hard there.
Okay.
Which finger do you use to click on the mouse all the time? Did I ever show you this one, Karen? Mm-mm. Which one do you use? Is that finger a little more crooked than the other finger on the other side?
Oh my God.
Is it?
It is a little bit.
Look at mine, man. It's old. Look how twisted up that thing is, man.
Mine started out a little bit crooked, but
Can you notice it on mine, Karen? Look at that right hand. Look how
Yeah,
twisted
well,
that bad boy
It
is.
definitely is, yes.
That's a candy cane twist.
they did say like kids now are developing like a crooked pinky.
Yeah.
Because
they're used to
because you hold the phone.
Texting
Yeah.
and- Yeah.
If you're on Spirit Radio this morning, do not take your hands off the wheel and start looking at your hands. But I'm telling you, hold your hands up like this. Both up. Both. My friend, you say both of them.
Both of 'em.
Hold both of them up.
BOF, both of them.
Both of them. That's what we say in East Texas. You better get
Get with
down
it.
here. Hold up both. Now I'm going to say it all the time. Hold up both of your hands. And whichever one you use on the mouse, look at that finger. And you know who showed me that was Robin Morrow, my 9th grade librarian. I've mentioned on this show before, I used to hang out with the librarian. I'd go to lunch with the librarian. You know, I'd hang out. I wouldn't go to lunch with her. I'd go hang out in the library, office. It's just funny how things change over time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you think about that this morning. What are some things that we used to do growing up, and y'all used to do, and everybody used to do growing up, and then now look at the generation now, and how do they act? Like, I'm not hating at all. It's it's a thing.
Hating a little bit.
Like Jinko was a big deal. Do you remember Did you ever
That
know
was
that?
my high school. We're the same age.
We got to
so-
get Karen in on this. All right, Karen. Don't want you to feel left out.
Boy.
We're going to get you a pair of Jinkos.
Well, I don't even know what those are. I'm older than y'all.
Those are jeans.
Hold on. Let's see if they're still around. Hold on.
That was high school. That was a big thing. I never owned a pair of Jinkos.
I wanted them, and my dad was like, "You're gonna look so dumb wearing them things." It kind of was like bringing
It
back the
was-
'70s and the '90s, right?
It was like a full leg bell bottom.
Yeah, hold on.
I don't remember
Like
those.
the bell started at
And
the
I'm a
top.
lot older than y'all, so I should know what that is.
Hold on.
Those aren't even as big as they got. Like those are pretty mild Jinkos right there.
They had some that were just like mild Jinkos. Those are pretty mild.
That's Jinko light.
Hold
We
on.
had a category last week on trivia called "What in Tarnation," and it was things that young people now wouldn't know what they were, like the old needle threaders, a manual typewriter,
Yeah, no, those
stamp
are
holder. The old timey. stamp holders, the Rolodex, but not the Rolodex, the one with the flip thing. You
Oh,
scoot
yeah.
it to the letter and it flips up the address book. Yeah.
They didn't.
So you missed that, Rob.
I did. I need to get over there. Well, there you go, Karen. I'm going to get you a pair of Jinkos. I think you could pull these off, Karen.
Those are pretty mild. They usually were bigger than that.
I'm trying to look. I guess the style kind of changed a little
Yeah.
bit, but
They kind of came back, but they didn't go. They didn't full send.
goodness, look at the $200 for these things.
Yeah.
$260, man.
Oh, see, with the giant pockets.
Yeah, the pockets were what it was. Are these still going around?
I don't
Yeah, they
remember
kind of came
those.
back a little bit.
Hold up, I'm trying to. I mean, yeah. See, there's all sorts of like little graphics.
Yeah,
and
they'd have all graphics.
Jinko. Some guy was sitting around and he's like, "Man, I want to start a pants company. You know what I'm going to call it? Jinko."
Jinko. Yeah.
And that's how it started. So
It was really big with all the skater kids in my school.
there you go. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget that we had a guy that would always wear those, and it like the pockets literally, Karen, were from the waist down to the ankle. Some
Yeah.
of them. It's
Yeah,
like, what can you?
it's huge pockets.
You can like put a baseball bat in those bad boys. Whoa, shit, and just pull that thing out.
Glad
And
I
then, of
missed
course,
that
they were like super
era.
long, so the bottom was always all torn up.
Yeah, and because they drag on the ground. So yeah, if you had
yeah.
Jinkos, let us know. Maybe what we're going to do is have a special edition of Good Morning Huntsville on a Monday, and we're going to get Karen Denman to put on a pair of these Jinkos. Would you do it, Karen, if we can get some? She's like, I don't know, man, I'm serving on
I don't
city
know about
council. I don't know if I can do all this. So. Oh, good memories this morning. Let us know what memories you have of things growing up as we continue on here this morning. Big thanks again to Karen and Denise, Walker County Federal Credit Union. They are your hometown financial experts. Friends, if you're in need this morning, maybe you've got an account somewhere, and not to put down any other organization, but maybe you just don't feel like, you walk in and you don't feel like you're appreciated. Maybe you feel like you're just a number and not a name anymore. Well, I can tell you at Walker County Federal Credit Union, you're going to be treated like an individual person. They're going to say hello to you. People aren't going to run and close the blinds and say, I'm busy. Karen and Denise are so busy, but their offices are right there. And I've joked around before on the show. I said, sometimes I feel bad about saying hi to y'all because I know probably everybody does that. But they really will take care of you. And I encourage you this morning, if you got a business account, personal account, whatever you need, loans. Are you guys dipping into mortgage stuff? Do y'all get into any of that yet?
We don't do mortgage. We do land loans, and we can do some business real estate, but we don't do mortgage, like first home mortgage.
Yeah, that's a
It's the
whole
only
different
thing we
ball
don't do.
game. But they will do everything else. Denise, Karen, and Karen especially has been there, understands the dynamics. Denise, you've been there. You understand the dynamics too. I said especially, both of y'all understand the dynamics of the industry. And so go over there, set up an account, and I guarantee when you walk in, you're going to feel just like family. And you really do. You got a nice little coffee bar over there. The only thing, and I'm not going to pull my accounts, but the only thing is we got to get that cookie machine going.
That's what I was going to say. We don't have cookies on Friday.
What do they call that? Otis Spunkmeyer? Is that what it's called? Like Spunkmeyer?
Yeah.
Hey, if anybody out there wants to donate an old Spunkmeyer, bring it on in over there. Old Otis is going to start baking up some cookies.
We need to get that in the budget. A cookie baker.
Yeah, we need to make that happen. We're going to step aside. We're going to take a break. Denise, Karen with you all morning here along with myself. We appreciate you being a part of it. It's just us today, and we are celebrating all things good happening here in Huntsville. Speaking of which, a little gobble gobble right around the corner. And Ken, if you're watching, I'm not talking about Ken Gobble over Pinch and Plate, but you're a good dude. But you know what? Keyword, not in honor of Ken and Tiffany Gobble, in honor of Thanksgiving. But I guess we could throw Ken and Tiffany in there as well. Keyword gobble. Did I spell that right? Gobble?
You did.
Keyword gobble. As we get closer to Thanksgiving, all you got to do is text that in this morning. Your name alongside gobble. Gobble. For those of you that have a hard time spelling like myself sometimes. On the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. Text that in this morning, 936-339-0139. Again, 936-339-0139. Here's what, check this out. Nancy Knight, who was on with us, was that last Monday? Karen?
Nancy King.
Nancy King. Why do I know a Nancy Knight. That's what she's a real estate agent. Nancy King was on. And
Oh, nice.
y'all mind showcasing this? Look at this thing. What's in there? What's in that thing, Denise?
This is toasted hazelnut flavored coffee. Ooh.
And some
then
chocolates.
This fancy little mug. Oh, you can't see it with the light.
I saw
And
the
it says,
light.
trust the Lord with all your heart. Proverbs 937-472-3735.
Yeah, I love that. So it's a
There's
little
some like little chocolates in here.
coffee mug, some chocolates, and maybe even some latte in there, to be honest. Is that hazelnut coffee? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's really good. And that's so nice. Nancy did such a great job putting the sketch from King and Company Consulting, King & Co. Consulting, Nancy King, a wonderful asset to our community. She is gearing up, by the way. This is coming up, and if you haven't reserved, y'all mind holding that one up too? I'll get Miss Karen to showcase this one here. This is the Live to Lead seminar that's coming up at the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce, and this great event happening, exclusive full day of leadership development happening on Wednesday, November the 29th from 9:30 to 3:30, 9:30 in the morning to 3:30 at night. At the Chamber, again, it's a great opportunity to hear from Ryan Lee, Kendra Scott. They will be there simulcast, so not in person. One day we're going to get these people like into Huntsville. John Maxwell, who is an awesome professional leader, a coach, leadership coach, he will be on this simulcast, and Marcus Buckingham as well. Friends, if you're an organization, maybe you're an employer this morning, or you're a manager and you have kind of that authority within your organization to send your employees to these type of events, I highly recommend being a part of this. I've been under some of John Maxwell's teachings at some point during my life, a couple of times through various churches that I used to be involved with in Central Texas. I can tell you John Maxwell is one of the cream of the crop. His leadership skills are unbelievable, and he's going to teach you how to be a leader. We're all leaders in some way or another, whether we realize it or not. And all it takes is for one person to follow you, and then you're a leader. And so John Maxwell does a great job teaching folks of just how to develop those leadership skills. And so for your team, you want to build up your team, you want to get people on the same page, definitely attend this workshop, this seminar on Wednesday, November the 29th. You can head over to the Huntsville Walker County Chamber of Commerce website. It is $99 for chamber members, $119 for all non-members. And last time we spoke with Nancy, they just have a few seats remaining. This will sell out. So be a part of that. Live to Lead. Again, coming up. For now, though, we'll step aside, take a break, text on in that keyword, little gobble action on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line. We'll be back in a moment. First, though, local news. We'll hear from our sponsors. It's your show. Good morning, Huntsville.
Happy Monday. I'm Rob Hipp, and here's the news. Sam Houston Bearcats clinched a historic victory in Conference USA, defeating Louisiana Tech 42-27. With this win, the Bearcats football program record stands at 2-8 overall, with 2 games remaining in the season. Quarterback Keegan Shoemaker led the team with 269 passing yards. The Bearcats defense, including Kavian Gaither's 45-yard interception return for a touchdown, played a pivotal role in securing their first ever win in Conference USA play. This victory marks Sam Houston's first win over an FBS program since 2011. Upcoming games include a clash with Western Kentucky and a home game against Middle Tennessee. The Bearcats showcased a strong offense and defense, setting a significant precedent in their season. Visit GoBearcats.com for more information. In a challenging matchup under cold, windy, and rainy conditions, the Huntsville Hornets football team secured their first by-district championship since 2020 with a narrow 10-7 victory over Texas City on Friday. This crucial moment came when senior kicker Joseph Mejia kicked a decisive field goal following an interception by senior defensive end Kadarian Easley. The game was dominated by defense, with Huntsville's defensive line limiting Texas City to just 112 total yards. Offensively, the Hornets' run game was vital, with junior Braylon Phelps leading the charge. Huntsville is now set to face LBJ Austin in the area round of the playoffs, following the Jaguars' own by-district win. You can find out more information about this matchup online at hornetnation.org. Huntsville's community is rallying to support Kevin and Lisa McKenzie, the owners of McKenzie's Barbecue, during a challenging time. Lisa McKenzie requires urgent medical treatment for a significant tumor, with costs estimated to be over $100,000. A barbecue fundraiser is scheduled for Sunday, December the 10th from 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at McKenzie's Barbecue on 11th Street in Huntsville to help the family. The McKenzies, known for their generosity and community involvement, are facing this crisis without health insurance. Donations are also being accepted online at fbchuntsville.org. The community support can make a significant difference in the McKenzie family time of need. Here's your weather update for today on Monday. Expect showers with a high near 61 degrees and a northeast wind around 10 miles per hour. There's an 80% chance of rain with new precipitation amounts between a tenth and a quarter of an inch possible. Tonight, showers likely, mainly before 1 a.m. as it turns cloudy with a low around 57. The north wind will continue at about 10 miles per hour. The chance of rain stands at 70% with similar rainfall amounts as during the day. And looking ahead to Tuesday, there's a 50% chance of rain remaining in the forecast mainly before 1 p.m. It'll be mostly cloudy with a high near 63 and a north wind around 10 miles per hour. So stay dry and plan accordingly. That's what's happening to start your week in and around Huntsville. Have a blessed day.
Hey, I'm Denise Olivas, Business Account Specialist at Walker County Federal Credit Union. One of the best things I hear from our members is how they love being treated like they're important, like their family. Sure, our members love things like low rates on loans too, but combine that with the friendliest and most helpful service in town, and you've got Walker County Federal, taking care of our members. It's what we do. We are Walker County Federal Credit Union, member NCUA.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Illuminate your child's future at Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools in Huntsville. Established in 1997 by Kay Boning, our award-winning center merges Christian values with 25 years of Montessori excellence, promoting wonder and discovery in every child. As the only Montessori school within 45 miles, we provide a fun and friendly environment, individualized Montessori methods, and love and care as if each child were our own. Safety is a priority, and with a recent $50,000 investment, our facilities inspire growth, creativity, and learning. Plus, as a nonprofit, we open Montessori doors to families of all economic backgrounds. Partner with the community pillar where every child's promise shines bright. Discover Tomorrow's Promise Montessori Schools today. Visit tpms.life. That's tpms.life. There's a place in Huntsville and now in Conroe where you're more than a customer, you're part of the family. A place where style meets comfort and every visit feels like a treat. Welcome to the Color Bar Hair Salon. From the moment you walk in, our friendly stylists work to create a look that's perfect for you. Whether it's a fresh cut, a vibrant new color, or a blowout for that special occasion, at the Color Bar, we've got you covered. We pride ourselves on creating an environment where our guests can relax, enjoy a beverage, and let us do the pampering. We use top-notch products like Kevin Murphy and even offer hair extensions for those looking to add a little extra flair. And when it's got to be perfect, we ensure you leave looking and feeling your best self. But don't just take our word for it. Book a reservation or buy a gift card online and experience it firsthand. Visit us online at colorbartx.com and discover why at the Color Bar Hair Salon you get an experience that goes beyond. The Color Bar, where you belong. See you soon.
All right, welcome back at it on National Pudding Day, World Pudding Day. There's nothing like a good old vanilla pudding to start your Monday.
Take some banana.
Yeah, banana. That would be good.
Ooh, with you know what makes that banana pudding so good? Besides Mama making it?
The wafers.
Those wafers.
Yeah.
And I always thought they were called vanilla wafers. They're called Nilla.
Nilla.
Is that the brand name?
I think
Nilla.
I think it's the brand.
Who came up with that name? Nilla.
Nilla.
Like, how do you name a wafer Nilla?
Some Nilla wafers.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's just how people were saying. Some Nilla wafers.
what does that even mean? Where did Nilla wafers? I don't even know. Where did the name Nilla come from in wafers? I don't even know if I worded that right, but Nabisco.
It's Nabisco.
Vanilla. That's why.
Well,
That's so boring.
Tell you, that's probably just how they said it. Nilla.
Oh, they did originally call them Nabisco vanilla wafers. And then they decided to just take off
Then all these country people were just like, Nilla. Get some
Yeah.
Nilla wafers.
Yeah. Ma, y'all got that pudding ready? I need some Nilla wafers in that pile,
Nilla
Ma.
wafers.
Come on down there now.
Come on down there and get you the rest of it.
Get the rest of that banana pudding now. Wow, y'all got that ready? Nilla wafers. That's like my dad used to always go to the VFW's post commander, the VFW in Georgetown, 85, 87. Somehow I remember that. Ben D. Snowden was the gentleman they named that VFW post after. And it was named the VFW Post of the Year 10 years ago. My dad used to get mad, though, because we had a retirement community called Sun City, and it was like just tons of volunteers. That's why our IT company, we were really blessed to have a lot of success with my IT company over 14 years because we did so much work in that retirement community. We loved it. We loved the people. My dad would get mad. He was like, well, it's all them retirees. They ain't got nothing better to do. And so it's like, yeah, well, exactly, Dad. And so they won, though, the Post of the Year years ago out of all and you think about how many VFW posts are. There's quite a few of them.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll never forget growing up in the VFW. It's where I learned to play dominoes. It's where I learned secondhand smoking. And I was telling some, I don't, it is what it is, okay? I'm not judging any of that. But look, I'm going to be honest. Yesterday, and I know we're on Spirit Radio, okay? But I'm just saying, you don't smell cigarette smoke too much anymore. You really don't, if you think about it. Like, if you're out around town, I guess the cities all have ordinances, right? You're not allowed to. Do we have that here in Huntsville? Like, you can't
indoors.
Well, somebody was out here smoking the other day, walking down the street, and I caught wind of that, and I was like, immediately, it was like a flashback. I was like, I missed the VFW.
Oh
and you know what I'm talking about when you used to go into the old smoky VFW halls, and now, of course, and I think that's why my dad got mad, because when the Sun City came in, they were like, we need to get rid of all this, and so they don't allow the smoking in there. I was like, let them guys smoke, man. They served our country. Let them do whatever they want. Mm-hmm. And so I think eventually, I think you can, but they put all these filters in there and all this other stuff. It's all good and well. But what I'm getting at is, it's a good old hall or a good old place when you walk in and you look up and that ceiling's supposed to be white and it is yellow.
It ain't white.
And you could take a razor scraper and that stuff would just cake off of it, And you'd walk in, you'd come home and you could squeeze it out of your clothes.
Yeah.
Just the good old days.
Yeah, good old days.
Still smoke in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have their smoking corner, but it's literally like this table's non-smoking. This one is.
Do you remember, I'm sure y'all ate at Luby's before, Luby's used to have a smoking section.
Every restaurant did.
I think all of them did.
I just remember, the last restaurant that I ever went to that got rid of the smoking was Luby's. No, you know what it was? It was actually Applebee's. That was another boy. That's another one that got people in Georgetown fired up because these Sun Cities are moving in, changing the rules. Well, Applebee's had a little internal bar area, and they specifically put glass, really cool stained glass around. At Applebee's it was always the family seating goes around, and then in the middle was the bar area, right? And they had the cool little horseshoe bar. And whether you are, drink or not, I'm going to tell you, that little area was always kind of cool how they designed it. And but I remember going into Applebee's growing up, and people would always be in there. Well, they started complaining about it, and so they put these little awesome mosaic stained glass around that middle section for the bar. You kind of following me, picking up what I'm putting down? I'm bad at describing, so I used to be a sports broadcaster, paint the picture, and I can't paint the picture anymore. But it was neat because they had all that, and then you wouldn't notice any of it unless you walked down into and the bar kind of went down a little bit, so you wouldn't notice it unless you walked down the steps and went to the bar area. They already had it blocked off. Well, somebody from Sun City came in complaining, there's too much smoke in this bar. Well, that's what it is.
Yeah, go sit on the other side.
If you don't like it, don't go. Justin Killingsworth always says, if you don't, I get it wrong all the time. He's like, if you don't try it, you won't know. So my thing is, my other flip side of that is, if you don't like it, don't go.
Yeah.
Don't go. You don't have
Simple
to.
as that. Sounds pretty simple to me.
But I'll just never forget. It's funny because all of those. This is where I'm going with this. This is off the wall stuff. This is why I love doing the show with y'all, because I never know who knew that we were going to sit here and talk about VFW smoky bars. But it's so cool how you catch a smell of something, and you're just like, that took me back.
Nostalgia.
It took me back.
I think smell is supposed to be one of your biggest nostalgia. Whatever. Brings it on.
Like grandma's perfume, or
I was about to say grandpa's cologne.
Yes.
And my grandpa used to he'd always wear, early on he would wear suits. There's Irma, by the way.
Hey, Irma.
She said, holla, Karen. My grandpa early on would always wear suits, and then as he got older, he's like, I don't need to do this anymore. And so he'd wear Roundhouse overalls, the little Roundhouse logo and the overalls, Roundhouse brand overalls. And he'd sit on the front porch and he'd wave at every car that drove by.
Oh my goodness.
And and he'd just go he had the coolest, just most casual, kind of like East Texas, but he wasn't from East Texas, but he kind of had those tendencies, kind of casual, laid back. I think of Matthew McConaughey when I think of East Texas for some reason. I mean, he's the perfect. But my grandpa would just sit there on the porch and he'd go like this. He'd have his hand like this, and this is how he'd wave at people. And it was like the coolest. He was like, Matthew McConaughey, I think, does that. My grandpa was, Matthew, you got it from my grandpa, man. He'd just sit on the porch and just this real awesome wave. And he'd wear them Roundhouse overalls. And that old house didn't have AC. That's why he'd sit on the porch. But they had one of those really cool swamp coolers, those water-cooled fans, with the straw in it. And that thing actually worked fairly well. But I remember, he had this, not like this, nasty odor to him, but it was like grandpa smell. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then he had that green cologne, that cheap stuff you get at Walmart or whatever. It's like Stetson or something, but it's like cool aftershave. It's like something not. But it didn't matter because to me it smelled great. And I walked by somebody the other day. I was at the store and I was like, man, that smells like my grandpa. And I hadn't smelled that smell in 20 years. That cool cologne-y smell. It took me back to my It actually teared me up a little bit. One of the other cool things after my grandmother had passed, we were going through a lot of stuff, and I had a bunch of my grandpa's old tapes, and he played music, and he was really good. In fact, he had an opportunity, where some folks had invited him to go to the Grand Ole Opry. No, he wasn't like this big stage name or anything, but some folks can get invited even if they're not, famous. And my grandpa wasn't famous, but he played really well. He learned how to play. He learned how to make fiddles from a POW that they captured in Germany in World War II, which was kind of neat. So he befriended this guy. You think about compassion, you're in a war, and you end up befriending someone that you captured. And this guy had taught my grandpa how to make fiddles. And so my grandfather used to make fiddles, learned how to play them. And, it was just neat thinking about that whole story and the things that take you back. And I remember those tapes my grandpa had recorded, in the late 80s, early 90s, old reel-to-reel tapes. When my grandmother passed, we found a bunch of the cassettes that he had converted from those reel-to-reel. Hadn't heard my grandpa's voice in over 20 years. Wow. And it brought me to tears here. Yeah. And it was like my brother was on there, and he was like, hi, pow, pow. And I didn't realize how Southern we sounded back then when we were little kids. And them old tapes make it sound like that too, because they're kind of slow sometimes. But it was just good memories. So, friends, think about that as it's a little nostalgia morning for you here on World Pudding Day today.
Yeah.
Great events happened this weekend. None of us got a chance to go to the rodeo, but I heard it was great.
There's a lot going on this weekend.
A lot of different events. What did y'all do this weekend? We'll start with you, Denise. What were you up to this weekend? Nothing. You weren't jamming like some R. Kelly. It's the weekend at the Hammers and fun. Let me get that beep, beep. No R. Kelly this weekend? All right.
There wasn't R. Kelly. We
went to a friend's house Saturday, and
I miss
he made chili, and it was good. We had a good time.
What was there, leftovers?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Man,
it was a huge pot of chili.
Do y'all like Frito pie?
Yes.
With sour cream,
yes.
those little. What do you call the little green onions you chop up and put in the chive?
Green onions.
Chive. That's what it is, right?
Yeah. Little green onions.
Because there's green onions and there's chives.
Yeah,
two different things. They're both gross.
Yeah.
Don't eat
them. No, I love them.
What do you like in your Frito pie, Denise?
just cheese, jalapenos. I'll do a little bit of sour cream, but I don't need it.
You ever put some guacamole in there?
Not really.
I'm gonna try that. And you know what I learned? I learned in North Dakota something called hot dish, which is I guess what we call like some sort of casserole here. But it's so good. Like it's just meat, potatoes, but you do it with tater tots and cheese, and you mix all that together. Oh my goodness, it was so good.
He's making me hungry.
Yeah, Bridget, sweetheart, love you. Can you please? You know we haven't had Frito pie in a long. Sweetheart,
That
could you
does sound good.
Could you make some Frito pie and like a big old bowl of it, and I'll bring us some next Monday too, and I'll share it with y'all. So all you gotta do is join in.
Yes.
Hey, good things happening this week, and you can go to hellohuntsvilletx.com to find out about all the events. A lot of things coming up in the communities. We get ready for Thanksgiving. I wanted to mention this during this segment too, and I've talked about it on the show. We're going to continue to talk about it. But our friend Lisa McKenzie at McKenzie's Barbecue is needing to undergo a medical procedure on December the 10th. There is, and they're not open on Sundays usually. This is the folks that own McKenzie's Barbecue. They have done so much for this community and just have been so selfless. They give back time and time again. They've catered for so many people. They've helped other people. Now it's time for us as a community to give back and help them. If you can't give monetarily, if you don't want to give monetarily, you can go to McKenzie's Barbecue December the 10th, starting at 11:30 a.m. So if you go to church, just right after you get out of church on Sunday, head over to McKenzie's Barbecue, and they will be open on a Sunday at First Baptist Church, purchasing the meat, and then all of the proceeds from that day will go to help support Lisa's surgery that's coming up. And friends, it seems insurmountable, but nothing is. I'm trying to say nothing is too short for God to take care of. They're needing to raise about $60,000 just to kind of get this procedure started. It's probably going to cost over $100,000 total. And so, friends, just show up. If you do want to give, you can go to fbchuntsville.org, and there's a link under Donate or Give that says Lisa McKenzie. Kevin has given us permission to talk about it, and so we just want the community to come together and show the spirit of Huntsville. You know, how many times have folks in this community needed help? And Huntsville is a place to where people will help.
They definitely do.
And I want to encourage you this morning. Maybe you're going through a situation. Maybe you're going through a similar situation. You know, you lost your health insurance or something's happening. I know sometimes it can be really, really tough. And, you know, I hear the word vulnerable is a big word that you hear a lot nowadays. And for good reason, because I think some people, you know, they don't want to, they feel vulnerable. They're like, you know, I don't want to make it seem like it's about me, or I don't want to make this issue about me. But friends, we got to help each other. And so maybe you're going through something today and it seems like an insurmountable hilltop that you can't climb, a mountain that you can't climb. Reach out, ask somebody. Let us know on Hello Huntsville. We're working on our Rays of Hope Foundation, and that's what the foundation is going to be about. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. We're in the process of forming, and it's all about identifying needs in the community and how can we help to meet those needs. And you can't help everybody, but what you can do is you can ask and you can reach out, and that starts the conversation. And so think about that today. If you know of somebody who needs help, if you know of somebody who's gone through something and they're struggling, just let us know. Let someone know in your circles, and I guarantee this community is going to step up. I mean, Jason Thompson helped me move 5 times. I owe that guy my life. They showed up to my house in Georgetown. They drove a trailer 3 hours all the way to Georgetown.
That's awesome.
I was like, can I pay y'all? No. I said, well, can I at least take you out to eat? Yeah. So at least we went to eat. Then I gave him a laser engraver that I wasn't using anymore. But that's the hospitality in the heart of Huntsville, Texas. So
absolutely.
Did want to mention also coming up tonight at Rodeo. These two
Trivia.
ladies making it happen. What's going on tonight?
Trivia every Monday night. Start at 6:30. If you're going to be there, get there a little bit early because it gets pretty packed.
We went over there when the HISD Stadium was having their opening, so we got over there a little bit early. And you were probably excited. You're like, yes, Rob finally came.
And then he left.
And then I left.
After he ate.
I know. I ate and left.
As soon as we got there, he's like, okay, gotta go.
That's what I
see
do.
how you are.
Eat and leave. Somebody the other day was joking around, and they said, I've just got too much on. I've got so much going on. I've got so much on my plate. And, I used to say, I do too, but also God gave me a big appetite. So
That's right.
you got a lot going on in your life. Just have a big appetite. But come on out there. When do y'all get that started? I know we talk about it every Monday, but what, 6:30?
6:30.
And that's when it officially starts?
Right. Yes.
So you better show up at what, like 6?
Well, to get a good seat. Yeah, we've got some people that get there at 5:15 right after work.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Awesome. What's the theme tonight? Have y'all thought about that yet? Or is it kind of like once you get started, you get started?
No, we've got it all done for tonight. There's a random round, and then there's different rounds.
So y'all aren't going to divulge any information here. You got to show up.
Well, it's only because I can't remember exactly. We worked on it last week.
That's all right. That's all right. So you know what? But we're not going to divulge here. What we're going to do is say you better show up.
That's right. It's fun. Guarantee a good time.
And when y'all were on vacation, where was it?
Cozumel.
I'm going to say Costa Rica for some reason. Cozumel. Y'all won the trivia there, right?
We did. A little poolside trivia.
Oh, love it, love it. Well, friends, one more time, we're going to show that keyword. Make sure you text us. We got a great gift today from our friend Nancy King from King and Company Consulting. Text in gobble, little gobble gobble, to the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line at 936-339-0139. Randolph was supposed to join us on Friday, and he wasn't feeling well. And Randy, we love you, man, and looking forward to having you on the show as soon as you can get with us. But Granny Mary's, he does such a great job. They're just right down the street from us here. And to go by and see him, if they're open today, he'll take good care of you. Again, text in the keyword gobble on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian Cuisine text line, 936-339-0139. We'll take one final break. When we come back, we'll select our winner. We'll have national news and more. Stay with us. This is your show. Good morning, Huntsville.
USA News, I'm Lance Pry. Republican presidential and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie was in Israel yesterday. Christie says protesters waving Palestinian flags are getting horrible information. He also visited wounded soldiers and met with family members of hostages held by the Palestinian terrorist group Hamas. He said Hamas supporters are being driven by, quote, people with a much different agenda than the truth, end quote. Iceland is evacuating the city of Reykjavik in southwest Iceland. The area is being threatened by a very possible volcanic eruption. The town in danger lies near an active volcano system and was evacuated over the weekend after magma shifting beneath the ground started hundreds of earthquakes. Icelandic officials say magma was at a very shallow depth, so they were expecting an eruption within a couple of days. The movement beneath the surface has already caused damage to roads and buildings. The Pentagon is reporting 5 American service members were killed in a crash late Friday after their helicopter had a mishap during a training exercise and went into the eastern Mediterranean Sea. U.S. European Command said in an initial statement on Saturday that the cause of the crash was under investigation, but, quote, there was no indication of hostile activity, end quote. The craft that crashed was an MH-60 helicopter and was doing a refueling exercise when it fell from the sky. In theaters across America, Disney's The Marvels is number 1 for the weekend box office scores. The Marvel movie that brings back Captain Marvel took in an estimated $47 million in its opening weekend to finish well ahead of the other flicks in the theaters. Last week's champ, Five Nights at Freddy's, drops to second this week with $9 million. Taylor Swift, The Eras Tour, slips to the 3rd spot, and Priscilla is number 4. USA News.
Attention Medicare recipients and anyone turning 65. Medicare has approved new benefits not included with original Medicare and older Medicare Advantage plans. You may not be getting all of the benefits you're entitled to, including in-home aids, telephone appointments with your doctors, home-delivered meals and prescriptions. These benefits may be available and it's a free call to enroll. The new plans may also offer free eyeglasses, free hearing aids, free wellness visits, and gym memberships. Call the Medicare benefits line now. It's easy. Call 800-683-3822. 800-683-3822. Find out if you're eligible for new benefits like meal and prescription delivery, in-home aids, and telemedicine. Some plans may have a $0 monthly premium or zero copays for big out-of-pocket savings. Not all Medicare Advantage plans are alike. The new plans have more benefits for many people. Call 800-683-3822. 800-683-3822. 800-683-3822. 3822.
Hey friends, Rob Hip here. As a guy, jewelry's not really my thing. I never know what I'm looking for. I feel uncomfortable, and I just don't understand how certain things look good together. But that's why I depend on Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Whenever Bridget and I wanted to get engaged, we said, we need to go to a place to where someone's going to take care of us. They're going to make me feel comfortable as a guy, but they're also going to take care of her needs as well. So I went into Elliot's, and he was so gracious and compassionate with my understanding, and I wanted something that looked a little masculine masculine for my engagement band, and he said, I've got the perfect thing for you. And he found some white hammered gold that was trimmed in 14 karat gold, also put a diamond on that ring to signify my love for Bridget. And as we grow and our family grows, we can put a diamond around the rest of those. So friends, if you're looking for someone that is dedicated to customer service, that understands the needs of people and does what's right all the time, there's nobody better than my friend. It's Elliot Herzlich at Elliot's Jewelers. Visit him online at elliotsjewelers.com.
When you live and work in the town where you were born and raised, lots of people become just like family. I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. Over the years, we've shared a lot of good times and some tough times, and I'm honored to be the one you call on in your time of need. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, our goal is to help our neighbors in need and always provide the most outstanding service available, even on those really tough days. I thank you for your trust in us. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we're here for you.
Welcome back in here. Not only is it World Pudding Day, pudding pops. You want some pudding pops?
Pudding.
Some of that pudding. Hey, pudding. Does people still people still use that as a nickname, like hey, pudding?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to think if anybody ever said that I know. I've heard it before. Hey, pudding.
Pudding.
Would you want to be called pudding?
From like an older somebody at a diner. You did good pudding.
It's like a one of those sit down diners,
Yeah.
you know, that look like a silver bullet, you know, the metal
Yeah,
diners.
that one.
Hey, Puddin', you want some pudding for dessert?
Hi, pudding. Did I ever tell you all the story about? Welcome back in, by the way, before we get started. ADD kicking in. Welcome back in. Good morning, Huntsville. As we wrap up here, we'll call our winner in a minute. Big thanks to Walker County Federal Credit Union for being here with us every Monday for all of your banking needs. They are the financial experts. Go by and see Karen and Denise. They'll take great care of you. Toy as well. Just a wonderful group over there. They're so good that even when employees retire, they still work there. And so that's going on right now too. So we need to get her on the show sometime, Miss Ruthie.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. She'd be a hoot. Everybody loves Miss Ruthie.
She'd be wonderful. When we came on and we were talking about like hi pudding, it made me think of an old friend of mine, and I don't know if y'all were on the episode when I talked about this, but there's a family that had like 4 or 5 men. The grandma and grandpa never had, or the husband and wife never had any girls. It was all boys. So it was like 4 or 5 of these boys, and when they'd all get together, and they're all grown men. When they'd all get together, when they grew up, they'd call each other Bubba. And it was just like this, hi, Bubba, hi, Bubba. I didn't know who they were talking about. Like, which one are you talking to? Because they'd all just say, every one of them called each other Bubba. Hi, Bubba. My brother and I still joke about that. It was great people. We knew them growing up. They were in our neighborhood. But, yeah, they'd all call each other, hi, Bubba.
Oh.
How y'all doing, Bubba? Hi, Bubba. Which one are you? Who are you talking to?
We got 3 Bubbas here.
Yeah, like 3 here and like 4 over there. And they all sounded alike, too.
But I bet they knew exactly who they were talking to.
They did. You know, from like you on the outside of the family, you can't tell the difference in their voice, but they could. It's like twins. Bridget has twin cousins. Well, actually, they're triplets, but 2 of them are like super identical. And it's Tucker and Sam. And I still, to this day, can't remember which one's which. But Bridget can, because she's like in the family. I'm in the family, I guess, now after 10 years, but it's like I still don't know which one's which. How do you determine? I mean,
There's always something.
What do you do? This has to have happened in a hospital. If you're a parent and had twins, and you name them, there has to be a time where they messed up. You know, like I know they put like little name tags or color, but I guarantee there's parents out there that have messed up when they got home and they forgot which one's which. You think that's happened?
For sure.
And so, like, you could have been born, let's say it was like James and John. You could have been born James, but mama got it wrong whenever she got home and flipped you. And now you're John. And you would never know.
Yeah.
You would never,
I'm sure that
ever
happened
know.
a lot.
Maybe.
Yeah. Although now I'm putting down mamas because mamas know their children. My bad, mamas. I'm sorry, mamas. It's World Kindness Day. Speaking of being nice to mamas, World Kindness Day as well today. So easy to be kind. It really is.
So get your mama some pudding.
Hi, mama. I'm instead of saying, hey, Bubba, hi, mama. You want some pudding?
What you want, Bubba?
Mama, hey, mama, I know that my mom goes back and watches this this show. Usually, she gets all upset sometimes. My mom does. I didn't get up in time to watch your show. Mom, you've been retired for like 20 years. Sleep in.
Don't get up.
Exactly.
Don't get up. Sleep in, Mom. And so she'll, I'm sorry, I missed the show live this morning, but I went back and watched it. I was like, Mom, sleep in, please. But, think about World Kindness Today. It really is easy to be kind. And I was telling you earlier about, when you're in this like negative mindset, you see everything negative. I was joking around about our friends down the road across the trees over here, in a town that starts with C. And it ends with an E, and you know what it was? I told, and when Bridget first got here, and I didn't know Huntsville that well, and so everybody's like, "Oh, we'll go to Conroe because they got all the amenities and everything." Well, once we got to Huntsville, we fell in love with the community. But before we knew anything about Huntsville, we were looking, and Bridget was also looking. She said, "Yeah, I think we should go to Conroe," And I said, man, Bridget, people there just ain't the same as Huntsville. And I say this night, Santa George, I know you're watching this morning. We love you, Santa George, by the way. But this is where I'm going. I was like in this bitter attitude about Conroe. And I was like, there's not any nice people that live here. And so what do you start? You start thinking everybody's mean, everybody you see, because you're in this mean mindset. Well, I backed off. We were at a gas station. I backed out of this thing. And it had been raining. And I couldn't see that there was this huge hole because it was filled full of water. Well, my car, boom, slammed on the body. Well, I couldn't get out, right? Because the tire fell over the ledge. And I was like, great, here we are. I was probably saying stuff I shouldn't have said. And, nobody's going to help us in this sorry town. Everybody's rude. As soon as I said that, some guy rolls up in this big old truck with a winch. Hey, man, you need some help? And there you go. So
he was probably from Huntsville.
Yeah. World Kindness Day. It's not hard to be kind. It's super easy. So just say hello to somebody today. If it is hard for you to find something, just say hello to somebody. I understand that we all have different attitudes, and not all of us are. There's some that are introverted. There's some that are extroverted. If you're an introvert, you don't like all of that. I think you can still say just, hey, how you doing? And that's it. Hi, how you doing? And you never know that little simple word is an act of kindness. It's somebody may have needed to be told today, how you doing?
That's true.
A lot of times when I go through the drive-through line, I always appreciate the honesty, and I'll go through a drive-through line. Sometimes I go over to McDonald's. There's a lady over there. She's got beautiful nails. At the Sam Houston, I always give her like a compliment because every time I see her, she has these beautiful nails. Every time there's always different nails. I'm like, where do you get your nails done? I think it was Tango Nails. Is that here in town? So I go to Tango Nail. They take care of me, and just beautiful. She always says that too, and but I asked one day, one lady, it wasn't her, but it was another girl that was there. I say, hey, how you doing today? I'm not doing good, and you know what? I appreciated that. Just that honesty, though, and so, but that asked, well, what's going on? And she told me that there's some family things going on. I said, well, say a quick prayer for you. Just said a quick prayer. I said, Lord, watch over this young lady, protect her, and help her through the day. Just quick. Don't have to be some long 2-hour sermon. And at the end of that, I'm not saying it because of me. I'm saying it because I want to encourage other people to do this because she's like, I needed that today. Thank you. And so just those simple acts of kindness go such a far way. And, that person, you never know. Some folks could be thinking about, I don't want to be here anymore. I mean, I think of that stuff really deep, and the words that we say could literally save somebody's life. So think about that today as you go on about your day. So, hey, well, I've got a winner chicken dinner here. I don't know if this person's won before or not, but let's head over to the old phone line here. The old Granny Mary's. Wonder if we get Denise on this one today.
No.
Hello.
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 Hello. Who is this?
Janet Davidson.
Janet. Janet, it's Walter Murphy. This is Walter Murphy. How you doing this morning?
Oh, beautiful.
I own the Murphy's gas company at the Walmarts when you drive by. Listen, I'm the CEO of the Murphy Oil Company, Murphy Gas, there at Walmart's, and we got cameras and microphones. And you got some gas from me, just drove on out there, and you think Walmart's got all this money. Well, we don't. We got to pay people. And you better come back because you took $13.92 of gas from me. I don't even know how you got anywhere because I ain't going to buy you much. You better get on down here and get the rest of it, Janet.
Yeah.
I don't even know what we're talking about this morning. Janet Davidson, the winner today on the Granny Mary's Cajun Asian. You know who this is already, Janet, right?
Yeah.
You may not show up to church anymore after that, but Janet Davidson, our wonderful friend over at CASA. It's so good to hear from you. How you doing this morning, Janet?
Upright, going forward.
Awesome. Well, you know what? You are such a light and an inspiration to this community as well. We appreciate all that you do. When I think of CASA, I think of all of you ladies. I know Laura's over there now, and she's doing great work, and Kim and Rachel. But, every event that I've been blessed to be a part of, you are always there going full force. And I just want you to know that you are so appreciated for all that you do, Miss Janet.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We have a gift for you. What is it, Denise, that we got for today?
This is some yummy toasted hazelnut coffee with a mug and some candy to go along with it.
So there you go. I'll bring that up. I'm even going to deliver that to you, courier service. Even though you owe me $13 in gas at Murphy USA Oil. I'm gonna
Have your money ready, Janet.
Yeah. And Karen is here as well. Karen says hello to you. Karen Dimon at Walker County Federal. So she says hello to you also. She doesn't have a headset on though. But I think she can hear. Denise flips her ear like this, so it works out. So
yeah.
Well, Janet, hey, before we let you go, Karen, you know the question we always ask our guests. I'll let you ask it, Karen.
Tell us today what you're thankful for.
I am thankful that I can go to a job each morning and know I'm making a difference.
Amen.
Perfect.
There you go. Yep. Janet Davidson, our winner, even though she ran off that gas pump, $13 worth of gas, Murphy Oil. No worries.
And 92 cents.
No worries. No worries, Janet. We know you didn't do that. So, hey, God bless you. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for texting to win. Appreciate you, Janet.
Thank you. Have a great day, all three.
All right. Bye-bye. Boy, that's great. I didn't know Janet listened to the show. So, she's here. Karen's ready.
Karen's wrapping up already.
Karen's like, I got to get to work.
All right, bye.
All right, friends. Well, been a fun one today. Remember, trivia tonight at Rodeo, so get on down there, get the rest of it, and come out and have a fun time. It is going to be great tonight at Rodeo. And then, again, all week things happening throughout the community. You can go to HelloHuntsvilleTX.com to find out the latest events and much more. Any final remarks, Karen? We've been going, feels like a race car today.
Come see us for those last-minute loans.
Said a lot and didn't really talk about anything.
We did. I think we lifted. Did we lift anybody up this morning? I hope we did. I think we did. So it's been a lot of fun. No rapping today. Denise did have something for us. Remember, she said she rolled up listening to something. What was it you rolled up listening?
What was it?
Something about
a good time in.
Oh yeah, she's a. How does it? Oh man, you made me forget it. She's a good-hearted woman in love with a good timing man.
Yeah,
that's what was on the radio when I pulled up. I was like, ooh.
Yeah.
Just bite your lip and put in a good dip. I knew we were going to get you to sing, Denise. So, well, friends, thanks again for being a part of this show. As always, we love the opportunity to talk to you each and every morning. We'll be back at it tomorrow, although not live. Got a little trick for you. Marshall Altum will be joining us. But it will be a recorded show tomorrow morning. But still join us. We are still going to be entering in and giving away to win. But tomorrow, Marshall Altum will be with us as we talk about the Walker County Referral Cooperative and a big event coming up that maybe you guys need to be a part of. I think it'd be great for y'all. It's called the Piney Woods Business Expo. It's going to be happening in February. So we are just now rolling out the details of that at the Walker County Fairgrounds. And so we got a lot of booth space. If you're a business, this isn't a vendor fair. It is a business showcase, an opportunity for businesses to come out, showcase their products and services to the community. And you know what? If you have something to sell, we'll let you sell there too. So we're allowed to do that. So any businesses, if you have items that you'd like to sell, again, not a vendor fair, but we want to showcase businesses. But if you'd like to sell items while you're there, you're more than welcome to. Right. Marshall and I will be talking about that tomorrow morning. But I've got HLI, so that's why it's going to be kind of a recorded episode tomorrow. Garrick Long was going to help. It's my fault. He was going to come in yesterday. He's using my fill-in when I'm not here, and he wanted to do it live here in studio, but there are so many moving pieces, and then I was telling y'all, and I told Garrick that yesterday was just not a good day. Bridget and I had a lot going on with the kiddos, and so I said, you know what, let's hold off on that because I was going to train him yesterday. But we'll get Garrick in here sometime. Garrick does a great job filling in. And
he fills in. He's an honorary trivia queen.
Oh, he does that too.
Yeah. I was sick last week, so he filled in. So he was our third trivia queen for that. So
Garrick is he's the go-to guy in town. So, if you need anything, Garrick Long, your guy. So just holler at him. So, well, Huntsville, we love you. Irma, thank you. A lot of folks chiming in today too, and we appreciate all of you for being a part of this show. If there's anything we can do to help you here at Hello Huntsville, please let us know. If there's anything you need financially, you need advice, you need to know where to go, need a new account, go see these two beautiful ladies at Walker County Federal. They will take great care of you. That'll wrap it up here on Good Morning Huntsville. Join us again tomorrow, 7 a.m., as we get started with another beautiful day. Stay dry out there, friends. As I end every single show, reminding you today that we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We truly do need each other. Provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. Somebody out there needs you. Good morning, Huntsville. God bless you. Thank y'all for being here.
Bye.